Hello and welcome to Healing with Magic, and by magic we mean psilocybin found in magic mushrooms.
Psilocybin has been used for centuries in traditional healing and spiritual practices.
But it was criminalized in the 60s for the wrong reasons, and thankfully there's lots of research right now that shows that psilocybin is a lot more effective than SSRIs. It can cure treatment-resistant depression, anxiety, and improve your overall health.
As we get together to tell our story each week, we're also going to have interesting people to interview on the show.
So buckle up and enjoy the show. Hey girl. And I literally just released an episode yesterday, then the day before, and now again we're going to talk about it. So tell me about the party. What happened last night?
I just noticed the episode name and I'm one with it. This
Yep.
confidence in psilocybin. So I went to a party yesterday and I went there, I'm single with my two kids. I went with my parents. Mostly everybody there was with their boyfriend, husbands, girlfriends. Everybody was there as a couple, mostly. And there was a couple of single moms, it looked like, a few single guys. And I don't know, I was just feeling myself last night. I felt very sexy. I felt like I wasn't uncomfortable from attention. I was noticing attention, but I wasn't acknowledging it to them. I was just owning it.
You were receiving. You
I
learned how
was
to
I was
receive.
receiving, but I also wasn't there for it. So I wasn't like, oh, let me see. Like before, I would go to parties and I would be just on the lookout to see who's here, who's looking, anybody cute, just looking around. Yesterday, I wasn't paying attention to people. I gave a little glimpse, of course, of my surroundings, but I was just in the moment.
You read
What's
my
up?
mind. That's it, girl. We have the same consciousness. I literally this morning was thinking about that party, and I literally just went out once or twice since I started microdosing. The first time we went out together, you, me, Joyce, Cassie, and Noemi. And
Yeah,
I remember recording a video just for my own self at that time and saying I had the most amazing time last night. I had so much fun because once you're not looking for anyone, once
right.
you go out with just the purpose of enjoying and not finding a mate, it becomes so good and so easy.
I was on the dance floor last night and I was dancing a lot with my daughter, and sometimes she would go away and I wasn't really hanging out there with anybody. Mostly I didn't really know a lot of people, but I knew a few. But I was on the dance floor by myself, having fun, going crazy. I didn't look, oh, let me see, do I know anybody here? Do I need to like be next to somebody I know? Where's my cousin? Where's this one? Where's that one? I was just having fun with myself and it was the best. It was just so fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all of that was happening to me a few weeks ago, right? It
Yeah.
just so happened that I had a New Year's Eve party and it was in the house, my best friend's house, and it was the same people that always come. And for the past few years, it was almost depressing because just like you said, everybody's married,
Yeah.
and I'm the only single person. And it's like the group of friends that I have, it's been like this for years now, right? 7 years I've been divorced. And it's a little depressing. It was a little bit a reminder that I'm single. But this time around, first of all, I was so excited for that party. And that's when I got obsessed with cooking vegetables. And you know how Russians, we have all these salads with the vegetables,
Yeah.
the olivier and the whatever,
Vinaigrette and whatever. Yeah.
vinaigrette. That's what I was making, right? So I was so
Hmm.
excited about making that food. And I've never enjoyed cooking before. And then I got dressed in a really nice dress, which I totally didn't care that I'm inside the house. I even had two. Remember, I had two
Yeah,
dresses.
you
I had
changed.
one sequin dress and one was like a BB. Anyway, I dressed nice. I looked great. I was in an amazing mood. And when I went to that party, it was a total opposite. I felt bad for my friends
For
that are
the
married.
couple. Yes.
You felt the same?
Yes.
And
Yes.
and everybody was like looking at me and almost I can see I don't want to be mean right now, but
Jealousy.
almost yes.
I
Girl, they're like,
yes.
look at this girl. She's single. She doesn't have to deal with a husband or the stress
Oh
from
my
a family
God.
life.
Oh
Look at
my
her
God.
dancing. She's enjoying her life. And I will tell you in private what happened, but there was somebody there that was kind of looking at me instead of his wife, but whatever. That's private. So, and I even felt bad a little bit about that because, I mean, I'm happy. And you know what else you start to notice? And I swear, I bet you have the same thing. You are able to look at yourself from the eyes of the other people, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
For example, I am entertaining. You know that sometimes I joke around a lot. So every time somebody smiled from something I said, I noticed it. And I said, oh, here's a smile, here's a smile, here's another smile. Before I wouldn't notice those things.
Right.
And
And
you
you're
bring
funny.
joy to other people's lives. So tell
Yeah,
me about, yeah.
I felt that yesterday when I was dancing because I couldn't stop dancing. And I know I'm a good dancer and I got moves and I was just enjoying myself and it was just so much fun, but not because I got moves, but just because I'm so in that energy and I've got rhythm and I was having so much fun, but I
You have no
felt like
insecurities. You have
I
no
did not
insecurities.
feel any insecurity, but I felt like I was being watched, and I wanted to keep doing it to keep the entertainment going.
Yep.
Like, yeah,
Yep.
keep watching me. Like, let me give you that energy and
So
enjoy the show.
synchronicities are starting to happen. And yesterday you met a couple, you spoke to a couple, right? That maybe before you wouldn't talk to, or maybe you wouldn't open up to them before, but now that you did open up, you will discover a whole new world. So tell me about that couple.
It's funny. So yesterday there was people from my past because it was people I haven't seen, the family occasion, and I said hello, but yeah, we weren't friends. Actually, it was just somebody that I used to get weed from back in the day.
Okay. Why is it so
And
funny? Nothing wrong with weed.
yeah, but back in the day it was just, it was a big thing, it was a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
secret. Um, but his wife, I wasn't really friends with her like that. I just knew that that was the wife of this guy that we were friends with also in the group. But I would never really be friends with her. Not for any reason. We just never, had any
Connected.
moments connected or anything. Yeah. And yesterday just we started talking and we went outside and something came up about, oh, I said we have a podcast about microdosing and different aspects of it in your life. And she's like, oh my God, I am totally for that. And she said that she never tried microdosing, but they take macrodoses every once in a while, and it changed her life. We didn't
And
really get into too many details, but she definitely connected with me on how she feels better also, and it just, we were talking about confidence, that now that we're on this confidence episode, and we were just talking about how you feel so connected to the earth and how you have to be a healthy, good, best version of yourself. And that's what she was saying, and I was saying how I'm living my best life. People were asking me yesterday, how you doing, how you been, who haven't seen me in years, and I was like, I'm excellent. I'm just living my best life. I'm the best version of myself.
yeah.
At least almost there and trying to be,
And the
you
best
know.
part of it is that in the past, when things were going well,
Yeah,
I would say, all right, that's it. From now on, everything is going to be good. And then something bad would happen. It was like up and down for the past 7 years. I was not accelerating. I was just kind of like waves, waves, waves. But now that we unlocked this knowledge, this power, we have this medicine available to us if we do have any issues that we need to resolve, because we don't have to take it all the time, but we
right.
know it's available. Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah,
Nothing is ever going to be bad, because even if something painful happens, you're going to accept it and you're going to say thank you, because I know that something good is going to happen after that. There's a reason why God put me through this pain. I'm not scared at all. When we talk about work, another time, something bad happened. Uh, it's really not bad at all because I can care less. But in the past, it would put me over the edge. I would panic. I would imagine myself being homeless. I would just create so much negative energy around myself. But this time, I was like, so what? If I am not appreciated at work anymore, I'm just gonna go. That's all. It's so easy.
So you have a new way of reacting
Yeah, that's
and
it. I accept.
responding, not reacting, more responding.
I realize, I know now that the universe, everything that happens is not to you, it's for you. And I heard that many, many times on
Absolutely.
TikTok. It just did not feel, it didn't click at that time until I started. So, wait, I wanted to talk about synchronicities. This morning, I got a message actually from two people already that I gave them psilocybin. I gave them two pieces. I forgot to say that you got to take the two pieces at the same time. I totally forgot to tell them that. So one of them took it. She didn't feel anything, but she took one. So I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you more. One is not gonna work." She said she only felt sleepy. Now the other one, she didn't try it yet, but she texted me this morning. She even said, "I hope I didn't wake you up. I got so excited." And said, "I hope I didn't wake you up with this message. I just got really excited." And she sent me
Hmm.
a podcast, and it was about, hold on, let me look it up. I don't even know who this person is, but it seems like as we're starting to give the information out, it's called How Margaret Mead's research into utopias helped usher in this. People are
Hmm.
starting to be receptive, and what we're doing is I think is a really positive thing, because even if you change two people's lives, that's two whole human beings with their life story.
When I was talking to this girl last night when we were outside, something about marriage came up, why did you get married or why did you get divorced, something. And we were saying how we did things because of how we grew up and how we knew to do things, kind of got married fast and early, sometimes for the wrong reasons. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. We had to conform to the ways of the moms and or how we grew up. But we both agreed how this generation, not just of women, firstly, we were saying women are different, because we stand up for ourselves, we put our foot down, but just overall, finding other people who are also on this journey is so much more common now, you know?
You are looking in the right places, because when I started microdosing, obviously I went and I started following microdosing groups, and then I got this idea that everybody's doing it, everybody knows about it, and that's why we started the show. But now that the show is out, no, lots of people are so apprehensive. They're not open-minded at all. It takes so much convincing. So, if you look in the right places, obviously you're going to find like-minded individuals. But
Hmm.
before you started microdosing, you didn't have these values and interests. You just got them.
Right, I didn't notice it.
Right. You didn't notice it. There's so many things that I just didn't notice. It's like the same thing. It's the synchronicity is when you're thinking about something and then it stops popping in your life, like what
Yeah,
happened to
yeah.
this lady who texted me today. She just listened to my podcast yesterday. She said that she's looking forward to more episodes, and then the next morning she's just opening her, I don't know, news or whatever it was, and that article comes up.
Pops up, yeah.
So talking about self-confidence, boundaries they go hand in hand. And you notice how easy it is now to enforce boundaries. It's
Absolutely.
sick. But we were talking about the kids. We were talking about how it was for me personally, I don't know about you, but for me, it was always hard to parent. I felt like I was doing it wrong. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but I knew I was doing something wrong. Okay.
Okay.
I did not know if I was too lenient with him, or when then I would start getting strict and he would start getting stressed out, and then I would feel like, no, that's not a good thing. I have to be more understanding, etc. So I always knew something was not right with my parenting. As soon as I started taking psilocybin, enforcing boundaries became so easy and so natural and so effortless that I started doing it with my own kid. And I don't feel sorry at all. I don't feel bad. It's not unrealistic. It's not unreasonable. If I don't want you to take your anger out on me, I will tell you that, and
And
I will get angry. So now my kid's behavior has changed. My child is acting differently. So all I had to do is change myself to help him. I did not have to throw. I mean, he still goes to therapy. I think it's a good thing, but all I had to do is change myself.
And it wasn't just with your kid. You started doing that with people around you too, around the house, you're with the
Oh, you mean
neighbor.
my all right, we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah. So at work, I'm just gonna give you one little example. Since we work with lots and lots of people and we work with special ed kids, so these kids cannot do work independently at all. At all. Maybe a few kids can, but especially the little ones, they need adults to work with them. That's why in each classroom we have 2, 3, or even 4 paraprofessionals that are working. So the way it's set up is that I got to teach the lesson, I got to create activities, which is a lot of work because we don't do worksheets, we create everything from scratch. So I have to do a lot of extra work besides teaching. So my job is to come in, teach the lesson, distribute the activities into 2 or 3 tables, and the paraprofessional is supposed to sit and work with the children. And I'm supposed to just walk around, monitor, take data. A lot of paraprofessionals, not that many, there's lots of wonderful ones, but a lot of paraprofessionals are not doing their job. And when they are not doing their job, that affects me and I start to get pissed off. And little by little, I keep it inside. I don't ever say anything. I just turn into a passive aggressive bitch, which is what I've been doing my whole life. I just realized I never spoke up for myself.
Mm,
I am terrified of a conflict. I am terrified of confronting someone because as soon as I walk away, I feel so guilty. I remember
that
one
was
time I
me.
stood up for myself at work and I immediately called my twin on lunch and I said, "Baby, I just stood up for myself and I'm afraid that guy's gonna go and tell everybody that Mara is a bitch." No, that didn't happen. He actually started respecting me and everybody else
Exactly.
started respecting me after that. So
Hmm.
anyway, so now that I take psilocybin, if something I have to say, I don't even think. I just say it. And it comes out very nice. It's not rude, it's not
Right.
nasty, it's just realistic. It's reality. So there was this one class. The kids are amazing. They're wonderful boys. They're older. So they're ready to do work. They're so engaged. But the paras are sitting in the back and talking the whole time. So not only they're not doing work with the kids, they distract me when I'm teaching. And it's so frustrating. Like, have you ever done public speaking or a presentation or
Of
something?
course.
And if somebody's talking, how frustrating is that?
Yeah. And rude and
And rude and
distracting.
so frustrating. So I would
Yeah.
never say anything. I would just keep it inside. So now it's already what, February, okay? For whatever month since September, I was dreading going into that room. I walk in and immediately I'm like, okay, they talking again. They have no respect for me. This is freaking annoying. And I would have that passive aggressive face, bitch
Hmm.
face on me. The other day I walk in and they actually combined classes. So there was not just 2 paras, there was 4 of them. And they had like a social club in the back of the room. All right. They are just sitting there talking about their everyday business while I'm trying to teach. So without even a second thought, I got up and I walked over to them and I said, guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to start teaching now, okay? Not in a nice way. Girl, that was it. That was it. They never
Nice.
talked again.
If you
That's
don't
how
mind.
easy it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tell me about work. You said people are annoying you a lot, right?
People are annoying me a lot, but you're right. I need to sometimes chill with that because there's gonna be so much shit, so much people and stuff around that's gonna annoy because you just see, right, the all the crap in negativity in people and things.
But you're also very compassionate, though, right? Like, don't you feel more compassionate towards people now?
Yes and no. I
Well,
mean, yes,
yeah. You
of
read, but because you're mostly compassionate towards yourself. So if these people are doing something to you, you have no problem walking away from them. But if you have to work with people like I do, I have no choice. I have to see them. I have to work with them. We have to work together. That's when the boundaries, they do help and speaking up and being confident.
I have people that I need to work with and on my team, uh but also that are not on my team that I'm always getting annoyed at because of incompetence. And sometimes I think I know that they're not being dumb on purpose, right? Oh, let me be so stupid to piss Yana off. How can I control that? Why am I getting pissed because they don't understand something? So I get the compassion part in that way, so I do get it, but I do bring my real self out tactfully, like you said, in a
Yeah.
nice way, but I will say it.
It's nice when you're keeping it inside for a long time and then you explode. And that's what
Right.
I did. I was just talking about it on the most recent episode when I was living with my ex. I absolutely loved his family. His brother, I was obsessed with him. He was so funny. I loved the brother's girlfriend. I loved his whole family. It was my idea to move in with them because I wanted to be with them. But they were not doing the right thing. And little by little, by year 3, I could not even look at these people. I wanted to go, and it's my fault. I could have said something. I could
Right.
have set those boundaries. And if you really think about it, I mean, it comes from somewhere. I really need to do some soul searching and go back and find out why I was so. Oh, wait, hold on. I just found out. Here you go. That's what mushrooms do to you. As you start thinking about it, I just realized why. Because
Wow.
my mother and my stepfather were fighting so badly, and she was saying very cruel things to him that I could not believe that. I was actually feeling bad for him when they were fighting, and she was saying very cruel things. She would say things about his family, and I loved his family. So anyway, I was so scared of the conflict that
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to avoid it at all costs. But now you realize just because you speak up for yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to cause a conflict. It's going to cause a conflict with people that are terrible, do not allow you to stand up for yourself. They want to hurt you.
And don't want to receive that.